Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Checkout Point, your go-to podcast for all things e-commerce, brought to you by Blicket.co. I'm your host, Max, coming to you this week with the latest scoop from the e-commerce world. This is episode 20, and we're diving deep into some of the most pressing topics that have everyone talking. First up, get ready to unravel the mystery of dynamic pricing. Ever wondered why the prices of sneakers or smartphones fluctuate so much online? We're going to explore how smart pricing might be smart, but could also be stepping over some lines. It's all about algorithms, digital ethics, and how they play into consumer rights. And then we've got some interesting news about the USPS rate hike coming this July, but with a twist that could actually benefit online sellers and small businesses. We're going to dig into the implications of these selective adjustments on costs and competition. Following that, we're unlocking the secrets behind Google search and SEO. From revamped e-commerce SERPs to the silent ways Google updates its algorithms, impacting visibility and revenue overnight. If you've ever wondered about content decay and the importance of keeping your online content fresh, you won't want to miss this segment. Later on, we delve into the transformative power of AI in the business sector, focusing particularly on tools like ChatGPT by OpenAI. Discover how AI isn't just reshaping, but revolutionizing industries, enhancing strategies, and democratizing SEO for smaller players. And lastly, we'll discuss the ongoing debate on the U.S. potentially restricting China's access to AI technologies like ChatGPT. It's a topic filled with layers of complexity involving security, technological sovereignty, and global tech leadership. Each of these segments promises to unpack major trends, strategic insights, and the pulse on future directions in the e-commerce landscape. So, make sure you stay tuned and keep up with all these exciting discussions only here on the Checkout Point. Let's dive in. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches not just our wallets, but also sparks a major debate around fairness and technology. It's all about dynamic pricing, a strategy that might be affecting how much you pay for the items you buy online, perhaps without you even realizing it. Let's unpack this. Dynamic pricing is not just a fancy phrase. It's a business strategy where companies set flexible prices for products or services based on current market demands. It's the reason why the prices of airline tickets or hotel rooms can change in a heartbeat. But here's where it gets super interesting and a bit controversial. Imagine going online to buy a favorite new gadget or perhaps a popular sneaker. The price you see might be influenced by how many people are looking to buy that same item at the same moment, where you're shopping from, even the time of day. Yes, companies like Amazon use algorithms, which are essentially complex problem-solving formulas to adjust prices dynamically. Now, here's a twist. There's a debate stirring up in the U.S. Senate. Some folks are concerned that these dynamic prices might sometimes get a little too dynamic, creeping into what's called price gouging territory. Price gouging is when sellers increase the prices of goods, services, or commodities to a level much higher than is considered reasonable or fair, often during a demand spike, say during a hurricane, when everyone's rushing to buy essentials. One senator has explicitly compared Amazon's pricing algorithms to price gouging. This is a hefty comparison. Think about it. Algorithms are designed by humans and fed with tons of data. They're theoretically neutral. But if they end up creating prices that feel unfair, especially during times when people can least afford it, doesn't that challenge the fairness of tech-based solutions? We all love smart technology that makes life easier. But where do we draw the line between smart and too smart? Between flexible and, well, potentially unfair? This opens up a big conversation about ethics in technology. How do we keep the digital playing field fair for everyone? How much transparency should there be around how these algorithms actually work and how they affect pricing? Here's something to think about. What responsibilities do companies like Amazon have to ensure their algorithms do not inadvertently disadvantage certain consumers? And how do we, as consumers, stay informed, and perhaps even protect ourselves against pricing practices we don't agree with. Dynamic pricing is not going away anytime soon. It's part of the digital shopping experience. But understanding how it works, discussing its impacts, and questioning its fairness is something we all need to be a part of. It affects your choices, your budget, and maybe even your perspective on the fairness of digital age commerce. So, next time you click Add to Cart and see those prices changing, take a moment to think about the magic and the math behind the scenes. What you learn might just change the way you shop. Stay curious and make sure to tune in next time as we unravel more behind-the-scenes details about the things that impact our everyday lives. Thanks for listening. Today, we're diving into something quite impactful to a lot of people, especially if you've ever ordered something online or run a small business that depends on shipping products. Yes, we're talking about the upcoming United States Postal Service, USPS rate hike this July. Interestingly, though, it seems there's a silver lining this time for online sellers. Let's unpack this. First, let's break down what a rate hike actually means. This is when the cost of sending packages and letters through the USPS is set to increase. Generally, these hikes impact everyone, from a grandma in Vermont sending a birthday card to her grandson in Florida, to a small art studio shipping paintings to customers across the country. But why do these changes happen? Well, like any business, USPS needs to adjust prices to cover costs like transportation, labor, and materials, especially as things generally get more expensive over time. Now here's the twist this July. Online sellers are catching a rare break. How so? Instead of a blanket increase across all services, this rate adjustment seems a bit more selective, allowing some relief for those using the Postal Service to fulfill their online orders. This is crucial because, for small businesses and independent sellers, shipping costs can be a huge part of expenses. Lower or unchanged rates mean they can maintain their pricing structure or absorb less of a hit on their profit margins. Think about it. When the cost of shipping goes down or stays the same, sellers might not need to hike up their prices to compensate. For consumers, this means that the adorable handmade jewelry or custom-designed t-shirts you love might not see a price jump. Everyone loves saving a bit of money, right? But why would USPS decide to offer a break specifically to online sellers? Considering the colossal rise in online shopping, especially accentuated during the recent global events, a supportive approach towards online sellers could mean encouraging more businesses to rely on USPS for their logistics. More business for them, potentially better prices for us. It's a win-win in many ways. Let's also consider how this affects competition. With a more affordable USPS, smaller sellers can better compete with giants like Amazon or Walmart, who often have the advantage of vast logistics networks and deeper pockets. To sum it all up, while the news of a rate hike might initially seem like a downer, the selective nature of this increase shows a potentially positive trend towards supporting small businesses and online sellers. It's about adapting to the changing landscape of commerce and supporting the underdog. Isn't that what makes a marketplace diverse and vibrant? So next time you click Add to Cart on that unique, one-of-a-kind item from a small online store, remember that shipping rate changes play a significant role in what you end up paying, and this time, it seems to be swinging a bit in favor of the little guys. Keep an eye on those shipping costs, and let's continue to support small businesses. It's these little nuances of the postal world that keep the wheels of commerce smoothly turning. Imagine stepping into a bustling city where every corner, every street is filled with countless storefronts, each vying for your attention. This city, my friends, is pretty much like navigating the internet. And Google? Well, it's your ultra-smart tour guide. Today, we're diving into the world of Google search and SEO, and how Google's ever-evolving strategies are shaping the way information is found and consumed on the vast expanse of the World Wide Web. First up, let's talk about Google's recent innovations in e-commerce SERPs. That's Search Engine Results Pages, for short. Google has revamped these to make online shopping smoother and more intuitive. Imagine you're searching for the latest, let's say, video game console. Rather than scrolling through endless links, Google now organizes the information in a way that you can quickly see prices, reviews, and availability all at a glance. It's like having the best features of a digital store catalog right at your fingertips. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Google often updates how it ranks websites and changes its algorithms, but they don't always tell us when or why these updates happen. Why is this such a big deal? Well, if you're a business or content creator, sudden changes can mean your site might lose visibility, affecting traffic and, potentially, revenue. Google defends this practice by suggesting that constant communication could lead to an overemphasis on algorithm chasing instead of focusing on creating high-quality content. They have a point, but it also means that staying on top of SEO trends becomes a game of observation and quick adaptation. Speaking of content, let's chat about something called content decay. It sounds a bit like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually about how information on the web can become less relevant or outdated. Google's strategies for dealing with content decay are quite proactive. They continually refine their algorithms to prioritize fresh, updated content that benefits users the most. So if you've ever wondered why some articles remain at the top of your search results for years, while others fade into obscurity, that's SEO and content freshness at work. Why does all this matter, especially to someone who might not run a website or write blogs? Well, understanding how Google search works is crucial because it teaches us about the digital environment that influences much of our daily lives. It informs us about digital literacy, helping us discern high-quality content from the rest, and instills a sense of curiosity about how the digital world operates. As we continue to navigate through the digital age, Google's role as the gatekeeper of information highlights a crucial balance between user benefit and content creator rights. It's a complex, ever-evolving topic, with real-world implications for how we access and trust the information that shapes our understanding of the world. So the next time you type a question into that search bar, remember, there's a whole intricate dance of algorithms and strategies playing out in the fraction of a second it takes to get you those answers. And that, my curious listeners, is something truly remarkable. Welcome back, my fellow thinkers and explorers. Today we're diving into a topic that's as intriguing as it is revolutionary: how artificial intelligence, particularly tools like ChatGPT from OpenAI, is transforming the world of business. Now, the winds of change are blowing, and they're powered by some serious AI horsepower. First up, let's talk about this fascinating development where OpenAI is expected to integrate real-time data into ChatGPT. Imagine interacting with an AI that not only responds based on a massive database of accumulated knowledge, but also takes into account live, real-time information from around the globe. The implications? Absolutely groundbreaking. Businesses could have a digital assistant that's informed about everything from current market trends to the latest news impacting their industry. Think about a company that's planning its inventory for the holiday season and can use real-time data to predict hot products, anticipate supply chain issues, or even respond to sudden shifts in consumer mood. It's like having a crystal ball, but one that's powered by data and deep learning algorithms. The level of agility and insight businesses will gain with such tools is nothing short of a game changer. Now, moving on to another practical magic brought forth by AI, using ChatGPT for keyword research. In the digital age, content is king. But not just any content, it's content that reaches the right audience. That's where keyword research comes in. It's a technique used in SEO, search engine optimization, to find words and phrases that people use in search engines related to various business sectors. So how does ChatGPT help here? Well, it can generate a wide range of keywords based on a few inputs about your content goals. More than that, it can provide context, why these keywords matter, how they are trending, and how they relate to each other. This means marketers and content creators can craft strategies that are not only reactive but predictive. For a small business owner or a new blogger, this can democratize SEO, traditionally a field dominated by those who could afford expensive tools or consultancy. What's truly exciting here is the leveling of the playing field. Small businesses and startups often struggle to find their voice in a crowded marketplace. AI tools like ChatGPT offer a low-cost, high-impact solution for reaching their target audiences effectively. It's empowering, it's enabling, and frankly, it's the future knocking on our doors. Now, while all this might sound like we're heading into a world where AI does it all, let's remember, these tools are here to augment our capabilities, not replace the uniquely human touch. They free up our time from mundane tasks, help us scale our efforts, and allow us more space to be creative, strategic, and yes, human. So, Whether you're a budding entrepreneur, a curious marketer, or just someone fascinated by the tide of technology, AI tools in business open up a world of possibilities. The future is not just about working harder, but smarter. And with the intelligence we're harnessing, who knows what incredible feats we'll achieve next? Let's keep our minds open, our questions ready, and our spirits high, because in this AI-powered era, the only limit is our imagination. Ready to explore more? Stay tuned for next time. In today's digital age, e-commerce isn't just about buying and selling online anymore. It's increasingly about who gets to use the powerful tools that shape these transactions and, fundamentally, our lives. A striking example of this is the ongoing conversation in the US about imposing curbs on China's access to artificial intelligence software, the very technology that powers popular applications like ChatGPT. Now, why is this necessary, you might ask? Well, it's primarily about security and technological sovereignty. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has the capability not just to chat with us, but to influence decisions, form opinions, and even potentially manipulate behaviors through data. It's incredibly powerful. When countries like the US think about who has access to this kind of technology, they aren't just thinking about today, but the kind of future it's paving the way for. AI is sort of like a new age currency. Its value comes from the information it generates, the problems it can solve, and the efficiencies it introduces in our lives. So, when the US contemplates restricting access to AI technology to a country like China, it is essentially attempting to limit the global influence and reach of that country's technological power. Now, let's dig a bit into why specifically the US would want to restrict AI access. Concerns range from national security to maintaining a competitive edge in global technology leadership. If AI technologies are used to power not just applications, but also potentially influence elections, control information, or facilitate cyber attacks, you can see why there would be a bit of worry about who controls that technology. But here's the other side of the coin: cooperation. Technology has no borders. AI developed in one country can drastically improve lives in another. Limiting access might slow down potential advancements in technology or even health, considering AI's growing role in medicine and research. This is a classic case of innovation versus regulation. How do you balance the incredible potential of AI to improve lives with the need to protect those very lives from potential misuse of the same technology? It's not an easy question. As we wrap up, consider this. Every tool, every piece of technology we create, carries with it a dual potential to improve human lives and to challenge ethical, social, and political norms. How we handle that duality, how we regulate without stifling, how we open doors to innovation while guarding against exploitation, may well define the next era of human advancement. So, while the US eyes curbs on China's access to AI, it's indicative of a larger global dialogue on the future of technology, sovereignty, and humanity itself. How we engage in this dialogue will shape not just e-commerce, but our global society in the years to come. And that wraps up today's episode at the checkout point. Thanks so much for tuning in. You've just heard the e-commerce news for week number 20. Let's quickly recap what we covered today. We kicked things off with a look at dynamic pricing, unpacking the reasons behind fluctuating online prices. It's amazing how algorithms can change the game. Then, we dived into the upcoming USPS rate hike this July, which could actually benefit online sellers and small businesses. Surprising, right? Google search and SEO came up next. We explored how updates can dramatically affect visibility and what content decay means for your content's lifespan. AI's role in business was also a hot topic. We discussed how technologies like ChatGPT are revolutionizing strategies across industries. Finally, we discussed the looming tech Cold War, delving into U.S. considerations on restricting China's access to advanced AI software and its broader implications. Remember, if you have questions or just want to chat about any of the topics, I'm just an email away. Be sure to tune in next week for more on the latest e-commerce trends, news, and strategies. And don't forget to check out our website, blicket.co, for more information and resources that can help take your e-commerce game to the next level. I'm Max, and you've been listening to The Checkout Point, powered by blicket.co. Until next time, keep optimizing your digital strategies and stay curious. Cheers!